and welcome to Judge Dredd. It is Friday, as I like to call this fine day of the week, and we are back, and we are the law. Join me, the cast today, who will represent the law in its many facets and forms. Cleric, how are you doing this fine Friday?
I am doing pretty good. It's been an interesting week. Personally, was there for every minute of that finale on Wednesday, and still kind of recovering emotionally from that. Even watching it was a bit traumatic. But I am ready to get the soup kitchen going, to find Judge Reinhold and return him to the bosom of his companions, whether he wants to or not.
And speaking of returning to the bosom of companions, we do have Travis back from Greece, back from holidays and cons and things. But do we have Judge Reinhold back? We'll find out.
I don't know. We're going to find out.
How are you doing, Trav?
I'm good, Charlie. I'm very glad to be back. I have returned from some of my travels, and I'm ready to kick some ass here on the ERP network, and excited to play with Shauna and see everybody again. So I'm locked, cocked, and ready to rock. Let's do it.
I like it. Always locked, cocked, and ready to rock. The wonderful Shauna, returning as Judge Fremont. Welcome back.
Hey, yep, happy to be back here again. And I'm just looking forward to finally recovering our lost fellow side judge and bringing some law back to Freedom Falls.
Awesome. I can't wait. Last week was messy. The kill count was high. And in no small part, that was thanks to Judge Grease, played by the wonderful Zippy Zippo. Alex, how are you doing today?
Hello. I am ready to play. I'm ready to deal guns. I am ready to make friends. I have my best gorilla friend, Horatio, and we're ready to do some cool, fun stuff.
Before we get into that cool, fun stuff, and I summarize what has happened up until this point, why don't I hand over to past Charlie to tell you about a few of our sponsors. Before we begin today's show, I would like to take some time to remind you about our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds, a virtual tabletop of choice. All of the beautiful maps and roles you see tonight are done using Fantasy Grounds, which you can try for free at fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all of your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer and 40k minis for up to 20% off regular retail price. And Tabletop Loot, who sell incredible dice. Go and check them out at tabletoploot.com. Thank you so much, past Charlie. We're back to the studio. And I should also mention our wonderful sponsors for tonight, N-World and the Judge Dredd, that's wrong, and Judge Dredd and the Worlds of 2000 AD. I will get the words in the right order eventually. I am not the law, but I am tonight, as I hop into Virginia's seat until such time as her internet returns. Virginia's seat, I will say, is a very hot seat. Here in Freedom Falls, the mega city block with a mega city kind of problem. The problem being, the law has been sent. The law has been sent to divide, conquer, destroy, and return law and order to Freedom Falls. And the judges they've sent have very interesting philosophies, methodologies for bringing the law back to the block. Newest member of the refuge crew is Judge Fremont. Judge Fremont, you walked in having heard from Judge Judy that there were problems, that a side judge was missing, that another judge, Judge Tetley, was also missing, but had been found, though no sign of the side judge, aside from a small note, had been recovered. Judge Talon, you have opened a soup kitchen. You have been working with the nurse the Dr. Jana up on floor 26 to undermine the power that the gangs have here in Freedom Falls. And Judge Grease, you have infiltrated. You are the one within. And this has led you to curious and questionable decisions, at least in the eyes of Judge Waits, who is attempting to do things by the book she has studied, the book that is her life. And Judge Grease, when last we saw you, you were fleeing from the burning arcade from the site of a shootout between Waits and a number of youths to whom you had supplied Grease specials. Tell me, Grease, where are you now?
I am... Is this immediately after, or...
We'll say
how long?
A couple of hours have passed. Things have begun to grow quiet and die down. You're in your hideout, but it's probably time to do something or go somewhere.
Grease would be in his apartment with Horatio, getting ready for today's adventures in gun dealing.
Okay. What are you preparing for your adventures in gun dealing? What is your plan for today?
My plan today is to find more of the caged vipers and give them faulty weaponry.
You do have proofs of concept that your adjusted, modified lawmakers do indeed work as intended. But are you going to make any additions, any changes, any tweaks? Or are you going to continue with the ones that you've prepared?
I think he's going to continue with the ones with the prepared for more field testing.
Okay. Where are you going to go today? Are you going back to the arcade? Are you going to one of the other floors?
Whatever floor he knows has the highest concentration. The arcade might have died down because of everything that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So he might be going to other floors where he has heard that the caged vipers tend to hang out at.
Okay. Kat, I'm going to ask you, because I know you keep good notes on the floors. What do we know about the floors so far?
Let's see. We know that the refuge where the judges are is floor 25. Floor 26 is the medical hold. ISO 59 starts at the 59th floor and goes up. I don't believe we know much about the floors above that, but we do know that the anti-militia controls a good number of those floors. The arcade is on 28 or 29, I believe.
I think 29.
29.
If I remember correctly.
Floor 27 is also where a lot of other things are, as far as a 3D cinema. A lot of people that we've interacted with live on floor 27, and a few on 28 as well. Let's see. And we control the elevators, so the important floors are marked with the symbols.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Vipers are also ISO 59. The Vipers are the front. Yeah, the Vipers are the front for the anti-militia, so they claim ISO 59. So I'm going back and looking through my notes.
You're absolutely fine. So, Grease, as you consider this information, we know there are a number of floors that we haven't really explored extensively. Residential floors that have been blocked off but seem to show no active signs of life. Do you wish to explore a new floor today?
ISO 59.
Okay. Now, the elevator has been rigged by both yourself and Judge Talon in the past. I believe right now it's under Judge Talon's control. Do you intend to override, or are you going to touch in with the refuge?
I I say he's going to get in touch with the refuge to let them know what he is planning.
Okay. So you're going to go in person, or are you going to use radio comms?
I think he is going to go in person, but if it doesn't
Okay.
look like there's a safe way to do so, he'll send Horatio.
Okay. As you venture out of your hideout, this small, it was kind of like an apartment, right? That you've kind of cornered off and converted for your needs. As you venture out, things are a little eerie. It seems that after the events of earlier, things really have died down. Venturing further out and towards the arcade, towards the stairs, very few people are out. A few linger, but they are tucked into corners, holding close to buildings, near to escapes. People are watching, and that is eerie, and that adds to the quiet.
Okay. I guess if it's quiet, he'll just head towards the refuge.
And you go down the stairs. In a few of the stairwells, people are talking. They see you coming, and they move away, or they ignore you completely. Everyone seems to be waiting for something. News is traveling of what happened to the Pinkies, as you called them. They had Judge Tech. The Judge Tech exploded. Did it work? The judges were not happy. That is the resounding message. The judges are not happy. And there's one still missing, right? That side judge. You remember? He wore the hat. The trucker hat. Everyone knew he was a side judge under that hat. They can read your minds. And there are lots of theories buzzing about what sort of powers this side judge has. Someone claims to have gotten a hold of a data connection and has access to the records of judges. And they've been busy looking up these judges that have taken over the refuge. The judges are murdering people, you know. They're not going to stop. It's an eradication. This is a hushed conversation tucked into a tight corner of the stairwell between 26 and 25. And the woman sees you coming. She's got bright green hair. And it's that faded, washed out green where it's starting to yellow, and she's got dark roots. You can see heavy modifications to her face, great piercings on either side of her nose. Her lobes have been extended into tunnels through which she's tucked various things, pencils, pens, red vines, that kind of ephemera, a cigarette tucked behind one of her ears. She sees you coming down, Horatio in tow, gives you a look, and hurries, her steps skipping and shuffling down the stairs towards 25.
Grease is interested, so he's going to hop the railing like a good monkey and kind of land in front of her, because if it's a spiral staircase, logic would assume that if he hopped the railing, he could end up right in front of her.
Okay, so make some sort of agility jump based roll. What do you think is appropriate from your sheet?
Let me see.
Because I know you're very good at jumping, right? That's one of your...
Yes. I have, I think, let's see. I have 46 in jumping. So, let me see. I don't think I have any relevant skills.
Okay. Do you have any injuries from earlier?
No, not that I know
Okay.
of. So, let's see. 15.
Okay, so on a 15, you can easily make this jump. You grab onto the pole, swing over, and land in front of this woman who stops. And then her eyes narrow.
Hey,
Get
how
out of
you
my
doing?
way.
No,
I'm
no,
doing
no,
great.
no,
Get
no,
out
no,
of
no,
my
no.
way.
No, no, no. I heard you talking. I heard you talking about how the judges are upset. And how one of them's still missing. You wouldn't know anything about that missing judge now, would you?
I didn't know anything about it. I just know that judges are murdering people now. And I think...
Yeah, but, you know, can you really blame them? We're kind of scum. We're trash. We're trash, and this is a lawless mega block. But I can help you bring law to the lawless without the need of judge.
What do you think I give a shit about the law for?
Because and he pulls out a lawgiver, got their tech.
You're him, aren't you?
Do I look like a Triclops to you?
No! The monkey! Marlin,
No!
the monkey!
Yeah, oh yes, I am Marlon Brando.
You're the most dangerous person in Freedom Falls.
Yes. And it's time that we take back this mega block from the gangs and the judges. Gangs first, though.
Judges first. They've been sent by the Hall of Justice to eradicate all of us.
Let me tell you something, my fine viridian colored haired friend. We kill judges. The Hall of Justice is going to just send more judges. For every one that we kill, they're going to send 2. It's like a Hydra. But we eradicate the other gangs, then all of a sudden the Hall of Justice realizes that we can take care of our own mega block. We don't need judges. Because we can defend ourselves. And that's what I want to do. I want to bring freedom back to Freedom Falls. I just don't want to do it the judge way. I don't want to lock people up. I'm going to give power to the weak. And he hands a lawgiver to her.
And
What
she
do you
takes
say?
it, and it's heavier than she expects. What do you expect me to do with this?
I expect you to defend yourself the next time some Viper or anti-militia comes up to you and puts their gun in their face. You
What if
take
it's
out,
a judge the next time?
like I said, you take out one judge, I don't know you. You kill one judge, the Hall of Justice is just going to bring more judges. Nobody wants that. Let's keep the judges that we have. They're bumbling idiots. They don't know what they're doing. So we do their job for them. We make them look good. Maybe they get promoted out of here.
What is it they said you were calling your gang?
The Aparchists.
That's right.
You know, it's like a play on words with like anarchist and apes. Aparchist. Come on, it's brilliant. It's better than caged vipers. Who would cage a viper? You can't cage a viper because the vipers will just slither out between the bars.
Kill any gang but the Aparchists. Ignore the judges.
Exactly.
Okay. Zippy, make for me either an intimidation or a persuasion roll.
What if I say conviction? Because this is part of my convictions. This is what I believe in as the Aparchists' main goal.
Do you genuinely believe this, or
Do I genuinely
the core of your
believe bringing power to the
deception?
people?
Yes.
No, I feel like it's always been rooted in Greece since he's an ape. In the judge is bring freedom to the people. So I do believe he's always down for an underdog story too. It's one of his favorite movies.
Okay. then roll with conviction. This is your genuine belief that you were selling this person on.
Okay. So, charisma and then conviction, that's 3, 9.
Add in your reputation as well. Because this person knows you as Marlon Brando, and I will say that your reputation will carry into this.
13.
Okay. She seems very skeptical. But you can see she's afraid, and you've just armed her. And as she looks over this gun, she feels more powerful. And that helps with someone who is afraid. She understands how a gang works. And she accepts your story that the judges are bumbling and we should keep these ones for now. And you can see as she looks up at you and swallows that she is afraid of you. And afraid of crossing Marlon Brando.
And you know what? You're one of my new pinkies. And you know what that makes you? The
Dead.
head pinky in charge. And that affords you certain liberties. Like, if you know anybody that you trust to bring in on this, you just bring them over to old Marlon. Here's my address. And he hands them like a card that has like his address scribbled on it. You bring them by, we watch a couple of movies, we go raise some hell.
You know...
Oh, and if they got any movies, tell them to bring that too, because I love movies.
The anti-militia want you dead. They're not going to get
Everybody
you,
wants
are they?
me dead. No. I'm Marlon fucking Brando. Nobody can touch me. I am gonna be somebody. I'm gonna be a contender.
Maybe I'll get to be somebody too, huh?
You could be somebody. And you too could be a contender.
Janie's dead, maybe I'll get her job.
Perhaps. We keep the judges that we have. They bumble around like some Keystone cops. We could run this town.
There's a shuffling of steps, a couple of flights up, and she looks, and down from above drips a red bead onto the concrete. I've got to go. And she pushes past you unless you stop her.
He grabs her by the wrist, not tightly, just enough to get her attention. What's your name?
Sarah?
All right, Sarah. I'll keep an eye on you. You kill one judge, though, I'm putting a bullet in your skull. I don't need that kind of heat right now. We're not the anti-militia.
No.
You understand?
We're the aparchists.
We are the aparchists. Okay, you go have fun. All right. Try to, kill a couple snakes while you're out, and you know what? Be good. And if you can't be good at it.
And she nods, and she kind of readjusts the baggy overcoat she's wearing, and then she leaves hurriedly onto floor 25. But she pauses briefly at I imagine they've all got like their safety doors with the push bars on each level. She kind of pushes it and then stops and looks back and squints at you and then up at Horatio and then hurries. The door closes behind her with a bang, and up from above, 2 more red drips down to your feet on the concrete.
Grease is gonna stick his finger into the red drip and put it to his tongue. Does it taste metallic?
There is a strange metallic tang to it, but also a strange chemical tang.
Ew. I don't like tang. That's it's cultural appropriation. Using an orangutan to sell orange juice. I think Grease is gonna follow where this what he assume is blood dripping.
Make you dabble in a lot of different things when you're doing your making. Do you have some sort of knowledge about chemicals that would be useful to you in this situation?
I have an explosives rank of 1, and I assume Judge Talon has taught Grease a little things about cooking soup. So
Okay.
that's where that is. I have robotics 1, so if it's like motor oil or like battery fluid.
Okay, so take a roll with one of those skills for me.
We'll do explosive. And we will do intuition, I think.
Yeah,
INT is
intuition.
intelligence.
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
That's an 18.
18. It's paint, but it's mixed with something, and you do still suspect that something could be blood, but you don't know. But there's definitely paint in this.
Grease is gonna climb up to Horatio and tell him to go on to the refuge and tell him to deliver a message that you guys gotta act more like Keystone Cops and less like SWAT team members, okay? I don't need you messing up my shit. And just say it just like that, Horatio. Even add in, give him one of these.
Very good.
He just sends him one.
Off he goes.
And then he'll start looking for the source of the paint.
Okay, we will leave you there looking for the source of the paint for a moment, and we will go to the refuge where Fremont, Waits, and Talon have reconvened after the scene in the arcade. Waits has brought the news of the jacket to you both, but you notice, Talon, that she has that look about her again. Those dark veins are protruding, and she insists that she needs to go and rest for a moment.
Right. Okay. When Judge Judy was here, and she described Judge Shea, she knew her. That description, the dark tan skin, dark hair. Yes? Does that sound familiar? Because I've got this from the clinic, and she'll run the clip of tape showing just that bit of the woman's face with the dark hair and the blonde tips. Yeah. I have a theory on just who that woman is.
And your theory is?
Do we know if Judge Shea was a side judge or a mutant? Because we do know that whoever's holding Reinhold has those powers.
Yes. There's definitely fairly heavy psychic energy coming from here. Can only imagine that's another side judge that's that disciplined. And if that's the case, we need to redouble our efforts to find Reinhold in case she breaks him.
From the judge's bunk room, you hear the sharp twang of twisting metal, and you suspect that Waits has just barricaded herself into this room. There's a fizzle, and the lights in the refuge flicker as something tampers with the electrics.
Here we go again. And Judge Talon hops onto the computers, trying to figure out what's going on. If
You have
it's
the
coming
problem. with the computers of that, the display is flicking on and off for about 30 seconds, and then it seems to stabilize and become normal. You can see that the electrics that route into half of the refuge have been disabled. There is no power coming into that part anymore.
Something's coming, Judge Fremont. And Talon explains what's going on.
Oh, they're not afraid of us. Looking to move against us, is that right?
I believe so. And Judge Talon the whole time is working, trying to reroute power, trying to take control back of the system from whoever's accessed it. And is also locking down the elevator to the floor that we're on, to floor 25, so that it cannot be called to any other floor.
Okay. And Fremont, I would like you to make a psychic roll, please.
Okay. And then roll telepathy into that as well?
Yes, please.
Alright.
Thank you so much for that raid, Susanna Grace. Hey, Susie. Welcome in, everyone. We are playing some Judge Dredd. I have hopped into the GM seat today, taking over for Virginia, whose net is currently out. We hope she will reappear, but until then, our judges are in trouble. Something is coming.
15.
Okay, on a 15, you feel a static in your brain. It's almost as if someone has taken an arc of current and run it from ear to ear. And as it jumps through, there's a blip of white noise. And then for the briefest of seconds, you see a dark room, a room with bunks. And it's as if you're seeing through someone else's eyes. And then you hear it. It's your voice, but it's not you in the back of your head. I can see you now. And then you're back in front of Talon.
You just see Judge Fremont's kind of head just kind of like flip back a little bit and just see that Judge Talon, whoever the psychic is, they're doing the same thing mentally that they are doing with your computer. Someone does not want us to find our missing judge.
Well, that's just too damn bad.
And
Of course.
you hear the pounding of fists against that barricaded door over and over. It's flesh and bone into the safety door of that bunk room.
All right.
Imagine we have some type of security camera that lets us see.
Make a luck roll for me.
Ooh, okay.
We don't use that luck stat for very much, so this is what I'm going to use it for.
All right. Let's see what we get. 9.
There was a security camera in there, but it has either been taken apart to be used for an experiment by either yourself or Grease, or has been disconnected and isn't functioning. You can't tell because you're not currently in that room. You do remember there being one in there, and you click on to try and bring it up, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, Judge Fremont is like sitting in like cross-legged, just meditating while speaking to Talon. What kind of feelings do I get from the other side of this door?
How does your telepathy work? We know you get like a general like aura, right?
Yeah, within 30 feet.
Okay. Are you using any active power in this kind of meditation?
I'm just trying to get
Okay, just
like
going
whatever
for it.
strong emotions. If like someone
Okay.
is aggressive, that's a strong emotion, I guess.
The emotion is very much the sensation of, when you stub your toe in the dark, you have that utter blinding pain and rage.
Mhm.
That is what is coming out of this room, and every time there's that sound of a thump, it gets bigger. It's almost like a pulse of this pure red-white energy coming out from the other side of that door.
Yeah, Judge Fremont just stands and just says, whoever they are, I'll go see who it is. We're judges. We can't be trapped in here. If they mean us harm, it's their own death wish.
You might want to take a little bit of something off of the stove with you. Just ladle it carefully into one of the little glass bottles. Screw the lid on tight. And then stand back.
Ah, gotcha. I'll grab that, bottle it, and then walk to the door.
Okay.
And
The
open
door
it.
has been barricaded from the other side. And as you kind of push down on the handle to get in, it doesn't give in any way. So I need to know how you're going to break into this room.
You know what? I'm just gonna shoot wherever the strut is.
Okay.
I'm gonna explosive shot this.
All right.
Need to roll
Pistols?
pistols. Okay, that's agility plus pistols. All right, same thing.
All right. You fire off this explosive round, and it does damage to the door as you would expect, and it kind of caves on that one side, pushing into the room, and you can see it's pitch black in the room beyond, and you can hear the screaming of weights. It's a frustration, the snarl, and you hear again that thud of body against hard surface.
I'll just look at Talon. It's like, is that what's happening with her? Is that normal?
No, the last time that she had the veins, that she just stayed in there moping for a few days until Judge Judy showed up. This is different. And to be honest, I don't think she's going to be any good to us right now. Where's
Okay.
Tetley at the moment?
Tetley is in the room with Fremont with weights. You last saw the little dog following her into the bunk room.
Is he safe in there?
I hope. But we've got bigger problems right now.
course.
There's two of us, and somebody is messing with the systems.
Ah.
They're coming for us.
I'd say let them. Can you figure out where that's coming from? Can you figure out where the intrusions are coming from?
I'm gonna keep trying. And I've traced it back once before, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Has Talon trace it back again, see if it's coming from the same place, or is this a different attack?
This is a different attack, I would say. You can kind of tell because what it did last time was different. But you can make a check if you would like to try and use your skills to get to the bottom of this.
Yep, definitely gonna do that.
What skill would you like to use?
Let's see. Let's go with logic and law.
Okay.
See if that'll.
Logic and tech, if you have a tech specialty.
Logic and tech. Sorry. Yep. 2 6. I keep forgetting that's. Well, my tech is broken up into explosives, toxicology, and chemistry.
I would say explosives would be relevant because for explosives, generally you're making circuits, and understanding how a circuit works would be applicable to this situation.
Okay. I do also have quick repair.
Okay. That would
but
also
that's
be.
Yeah, it's used to restore 2d6 health to an item.
Oh, to like a robot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a
Okay, so make this roll first, and then
Okay.
depending on the outcome of this, we'll decide if that's applicable.
Okay. So it's still 5. 14.
14. Okay. You trace back, and you can tell that someone is physically tampering with these electronics. This is not being done through a command key into the electronics turning on and off switches. This is being done physically. This is a physical tamper. And you kind of trace it back, but the problem is you have a great big block on this refuge, and you can't send a signal to the other side of it to see what is going on the other side. But if you scan up through the other floors, you can see there are a couple of other places which are currently having blackouts, one of which is on floor 26, and one of which is in the arcade.
This is a physical attack. They haven't taken control of the system. They're physically cutting wires, interfering with the system. The only way to fix this is to go out and fix it.
Couldn't agree more.
I'm going to get on my comms. Do we know about Marlon Brando, or do we just know? Do we know that Greece has taken Marlon Brando as a name?
Yeah, you were all briefed on that.
Okay.
We were all briefed on that. Like a couple of sessions ago, we were all told, if you see me, I'm Marlon Brando, don't call me Greece.
Right.
Yeah.
Talon's going to try and reach out through the comms to Greece, letting him know what's going on, that we've got physical disruption of electrical circuits on 25, 26, and 44. They're taking out lights, they're taking out observation capabilities, and that the elevator is currently locked down to floor 25 under my control.
Yeah,
I
that's
suspect
great.
something's coming.
I need to get to floor 59.
Now, well, I've got Waits going insane in the bunk room, barricading herself in, and just Judge Reinhold and I here at the refuge to hold the ground.
Oh,
We're gonna
okay,
need
so...
Unless you can get those fixed. Unless you can get out there and... You're out there, can you fix this? Because if we leave the refuge, we may not have a
Greece.
refuge to come back.
As you are having this conversation, making your way up the stairs to the source of those drips, you round the corner at this point, and that is when you see it. 3 of your pinkies have been strapped to the railings of this stairwell. They have been painted with the sign of the anti-militia. But below them is strung a banner that says, "No peace for the law."
Sorry, Talon. I have prior engagements. Can't fix anything until I get this squared away. I need to send somebody a package. By package,
Right.
he clicks the lawgiver. I mean, I'm gonna put a bullet in this old bald guy's face. So,
All right. Well,
if I
hey,
cross
keep it.
if I cross those floors, I'll see if I can fix them if they're on my way. I can't make any promises.
I'm keeping the elevator locked down.
Okay.
I can't risk that.
Well, can you unlock the service hatch, and I'll just climb up via cables?
Give me 5 minutes.
Okay. Let me know when you're done. Oh, and if Waits is going crazy, the one thing I know that might fix her is if you put a metal pot over her head and bang it several times with a hammer. That always calms Waits down.
If we can get in there, she's bent the frame. We can't even get in the door.
You got explosives, right?
Yeah, but that's last resort.
If she's gonna bend the frame, you just blow a hole. You make a new doorway. She can't bend the new doorway.
Yeah, but Tetley's in there.
I feel like that dog would survive anything. It has what's that thing? Plot armor.
You hear a yip and a whimper, and then a scream from Waits.
Right, going to blow a hole in the wall. Talk to you later. I'll let
Okay.
you know when that
Have
is
fun.
done.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Have
Good
fun
free
storming the bunk room.
Have fun
Look
storming
at
the
Fremont.
castle.
It looks like you're going to have to use that, and I point to the bottle of soup, and I've got to get the service hatch open on the elevator and try and at least get some of the electrical fixed here on this floor.
Yes, well, desperate times, desperate measures, and we need another judge patrol ready, whether she likes it or not.
And Talon
Fremont,
suits up,
you feel
grabs her kid,
that
and goes.
burning between your ears again as another current seems to leap. And we cut to eyes opening. 3 eyes blinking into bright fluorescent light. Artificial daylight. In the air you can smell wet grass, Judge Reinhold. And then you're hearing birds, bird song.
Hello? I listen to the birds for a minute. Can I see anything?
As you blink and your eyes adjust, you're in a room, but the floor has this carpet of grass and there's plants neatly arranged. It's almost like an allotment, but in 4 walls. And above you, these bright, bright artificial lights.
Am I injured? Am I sore? Is there anything wrong with my body? I check myself out.
As you go to move, you realize your 2 arms are strapped into something. There's something digging into your veins in your arms. And your legs too, strapped down. You pull again, and your back is against a board. It's almost as if you're strapped to a bench, but you're strapped upright in a standing position.
Oh man. My feet bound too? What have you said that?
Yeah, you're bound at the ankles.
Bound at the ankles. Alright. And it's just greenery and grass, and it's like they're piping in the sound of birds chirping?
You can't tell from your position if that's a real bird or if the sound is being piped in. But the grass is real. The plants are real.
And there's dirt under my feet? Okay.
And your feet are bare as you kind of scrunch your toes. Your boots are gone. And your jacket too.
This is a thing where Virginia at one point let me kind of reach out psychically
Mm-hmm.
to try to pick up if anybody's nearby, or if really specifically to see if there's anybody watching me or moving around outside this room.
So make me a psychic roll with telepathy.
Okay, all right, here we go, folks. This isn't going to take me an hour and a half, I promise. All right, so that's
Also,
4.
Virginia, I'm really sorry. I have no idea what your plans were, but this is what's going on now.
I got a feeling somebody's watching me.
Didn't give me a total. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9. With a 9, you begin to push out your consciousness, searching And for the briefest of moments, there's a flash of a woman's face. It's familiar. You've seen her. She's always watching you now.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear it. An industrial fan kicks in. Until it's a continuous humming noise. And a wind is now blowing through this room, causing the plants and trees to sway and rustle. An apple falls to the ground with a thud and rolls towards you.
Where I come from, the birds sing a pretty song. Are you here? Are you watching me? Are you listening right now? I've seen you, you know. I think I can see you right now. You trying to feed me?
Enjoy
Because
the
I can't
show,
move.
Reinhold. If you can see me. But I don't think you can.
You're taking a huge, huge risk keeping me in here. And it won't be long before I'm out. And I've got you strung up by your ankles. And I'm going to open up your mind like a melon. And I'm
Reinhold.
going to scoop it out.
Reinhold. Who do you think woke you up? Good luck.
Let me out, woman! And he
Alright.
like yells, screams, and finally, like, Reinhold has to have like a rare moment of fury alone in the room. Like, it's okay for him. I think he feels okay to just scream bloody murder at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
And you do. And you scream. And you let that frustration out, that anger, that promise of terrible, terrible psychic violence. And the bird still sings. And the wind still blows. And the artificial light still glows above you. But you feel something on your wrist. One of the straps gives just enough, just a wiggle. Something is loose.
All right. I can look at it, right? I can turn my head.
Yeah, you can turn your head.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try and walk it out, because my next idea was to psychic blast my own hand and just blast my hand off, which is still an option.
Still
Well,
an
hopefully.
option.
Yeah, I'm all options.
I'll never
are on
say
the
no
table.
to you blasting your arm off.
No, so I'm like looking at it and I'm working my wrist, and can I get it to my mouth? Can I help it out at all?
You can't get it to your mouth, but you can make a strength check for me to wiggle, or you could try and make a dex check if you'd like to risk breaking your hand to pull it down and out in that old kind of handcuff slip trick that people do.
Well, I'm perfectly willing to do that, by the way, for the record. And
Okay.
it sounds like fun. When we say dex, do we mean agility?
Yeah, agility.
And I roll the top number, right? The triangle number.
You roll the number of dice. It's the smaller number of the two. The top number basically opens up
Okay.
levels,
Totally.
and with each level you get a d6, and that's your pool.
All right, let's just. make
If you
sure.
have any specialist skills that relate to kind of hand-eye coordination, physical dexterity, that kind of thing,
I do have concentration.
you know what? I will take concentration. I will
I'm
agility
hoping you say
concentration check. Yeah.
All right, that's a big 3 dice. Everybody, look out!
All right.
Here it comes. Oh no, I've rolled 4. Oh hell!
That's all right. We'll just
No.
ignore the last one.
All right, good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. On an 8, you pull and you wiggle and you try and contort and squeeze your hand. You know it's given a small amount, and there's a pop from your thumb as you push it. And you can feel whatever the binding is digging into your flesh, and it is extremely painful. would you wish to continue, Reinhold?
Oh yeah, this is where he's had his moment. Okay, let's enjoy this for a second. He's had his screaming bloody murder, let it go moment, and then you get that blowback of shame because you know you're not supposed to behave that way. He has conditioned himself mentally and been conditioned in the cloning training of these side judges, which is not exactly a kiss on the cheek. And so he shuts up, steals himself, and then continues to allow this thing to
All right, make a
potentially
second
permanently damage his hand.
Make a second concentration agility roll for me.
All right, here we go. All right. Now, can I say I want 3? I can. Aha! 7.
8.
6, 7, 8. I can do math, Charlie. I can do light math.
5, 6, 7, 8.
I was wrong. Charlie was right. I got an 8. What happens?
All right. You continue to pull. This is slow, painful, and laborious, but your conviction, your concentration holds true to the point where you are just channeling this pain into your pure will, and your hand comes out. You've broken 2 of the fingers in this hand. It is cut badly from the strap, but it is free.
Left hand.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I only have 3 unbroken fingers on this hand. Is my thumb? My thumb is broken.
Your thumb is definitely not working very well.
Seems
It's very
to me
painful.
that, like, you're gonna get it out. These 2 fingers are in big
Yep.
trouble right here.
Yeah, your thumb definitely popped on the first pull down. The second pull did not make it any better.
All right. So now with my bloody and mostly useless left hand, can I move my body over to get my mouth to my restraints on the right, or use my remaining digits to?
I'll say that you are able to now access this, and you won't have to pull your hand out and break the other one. But you will need to make a roll to use your mouth and mostly broken hand to get out the second one. And as you do this, Fremont, that arc between your ears, for the briefest moments, you see a 3-eyed man screaming in a beautiful green field. And then he's gone. What is your roll, Reinhold? If you're
Oh, sorry.
Escape.
What am I rolling? Agility and
the same thing again. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, here we go. Sorry, I was wrapped up in Fremont's reaction. 12. 12.
Yep. This is easier. It's not easy, but it is easier. And in a few minutes, you have worked this strap to loosen yourself, and you fall forwards, still bound by your ankles, but you catch yourself before you awkwardly kind of end up at a 45-degree angle and smash leg bones as well. And you lean back, and you know now that you can free yourself, and the straps around your ankles, they're easy. And you are now free in this room.
Okay, and I'm unarmed. My gear is
Correct.
gone.
Yep,
Okay. My helmet is missing.
correct.
Okay.
You are in a basic shirt and your trousers. Your boots have been removed. Your trousers are ripped.
Oh my.
A tear from kind of your calf to your ankle. A chunk of fabric missing.
Okay. All right. And is there a door in the room? I begin to walk around, looking at the walls, looking for an exit.
And you will find one. It is a simple door, but you can tell that there is a chain across the outside that you can see through this glass paneled window into this room. And looking out of that window, you see a corridor. A number of rooms similar to this one line it.
And the only other thing in this room is vegetation, yes?
Correct.
And where I was restrained.
And a big fan kind of up in the wall. A big, big fan, and it's whirling and winding away, creating this breezy wind through this room.
Okay. All right. I want to... Virginia let me use Psy Blast before.
Okay.
And I want to stand at the door. It's going to be some X-Men shit right here. Stand at the door. I'm going to just attempt to blast this door open here, which does 1d6 psychic damage.
Okay.
It's psychic damage, damn it. It's not force, is it? Oh, what a bummer. I don't think he attempts to do it anyway. Even if he fails. Just
use
like
the power of your mind.
Reach out.
All right.
Smash. Yep.
Make that roll for me.
All right, here we go. $12.
And you concentrate. All things have minor electrical currents to them, minor frequencies. Your mind has these frequencies too, and it's this that you are channeling, and you almost feel as if you see into the minor electric that runs through the particles in the glass, and you make them vibrate. You heat them, you vibrate them, and then they shatter. Only instead of an explosive blast out, this is a tempered glass, and it goes, and it's like a shattered mirror or a shattered pond, and your vision out into this corridor is obscured, but this glass is now very much broken between these two kind of laminating sheets.
Which is good, because then hopefully I didn't make too much noise. So I want to punch through the shattered glass and open the door from the other side.
Push through the lamination. The other side, there is a chain on the door with a padlock. You do, however, think that you can just fit through this window. But it may not be a very graceful landing on the other side.
No. Take my glove and you do the thing where you clear the broken glass out the window. I've always wanted to do that. You know, you go like that. And then, yeah, I'll just head first climb out of this thing. Try not to cut my guts open.
So this will be an agility roll. Just to see kind of how quietly you land on the other side. You can use stealth if you would like.
Alright. It doesn't have stealth.
Okay.
Because that's a thing you pick, right?
Yeah, it's a specialist skill.
Yeah, okay. Alright, here we go. Now, this is not the world's most agile judge here. Here we go. 10. It's not bad.
Okay, you get down. It's not graceful, it's not beautiful, but it's relatively quiet. Luckily, you're not wearing boots or anything heavy. It's just your body weight. And bodies are kind of soft and fleshy. So you kind of hit the ground on the other side, and you stand in this corridor, and you can see this row, and down this other side too, of these rooms, these growing rooms.
Well, first off, I don't want to make this more difficult for myself, but we've got a Die Hard moment coming right now because I am barefoot on broken glass, A. And then B, are we talking about like off in two? There was a corridor in front. Does it go off on either side too?
This is just a one straight line corridor.
Straight.
Your
down.
room was on one side of it. Opposite you, there were doors, and now that you're out into it, down this side. So you've got kind of like a left and a right situation, and forwards and backwards is your entrance exit situation.
Okay. All right. Can I? So I gingerly step away from the glass.
Okay.
I'm barefoot, right? No, they didn't even give me my socks, bastards.
Nope.
Oh, that's terrible. And so can I look through the window of the opposite door?
Yep. And it's almost identical to your room, but it appears the plants growing in here are growing other fruits, other vegetables.
No contraband.
Not that you can see.
Not in some sort of grow house, am I?
You definitely get the feeling you're in a grow house. It is warm. Everything seems to be very climate controlled, but this is not drug growth. This is food.
All right, so he's immediately thinking about the fact that somebody had to. We've talked before about how the food was coming from somewhere from the criminal element. That's coming back to me a little bit. So
From ISO 59 is pretty much where everything comes from.
yeah. Oh.
And they are trapped behind the isolation barriers, but they managed to get things in and out.
Is there a particularly long piece of glass, or did it completely powder when I...
What you've already broken did powder. You were shattering this thing. You just wanted it gone. You weren't being careful about it. But there are other windows in each of these doors. If you want to attempt to create yourself a shard, you may do so.
All right, I'm thinking about it. Is the door across from me unlocked?
Nope. It also has a chain.
All right, that's
with a
fine.
padlock.
All right. I want to look down both ends of the hallway.
Okay.
Just
Looking down, it seems to go into kind of just a wall, as if the corridor then goes to either way on one side, and then behind you there is what appears to be a door. It's like a heavy safety door, like a heavy fire door.
On one side.
Yep, so behind you is the heavy fire door.
Oh.
And then up ahead of you, it seems to hit a wall, which suggests the corridor then splits into a left and right.
Okay. This is as close as I'm going to get to living Metal Gear 3, by the way. Or really one. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to go down the hall to the T junction and do the shoulders up against the wall, you know? We're going to kind of look around back. What's going on?
So this will be some kind of perception style test.
Oh.
I can't remember what we call the skill in this game, but I'm sure there is one. Some sort of awareness, notice.
Logic? Strength, agility, endurance, intelligence. Logic, will, power, charisma, luck.
Intuition?
Yeah, let's call this an intuition-based check with any, like, sight-based skills.
Well, I've got clairsentience, but I need to read it again.
Okay. While you do that,
why don't I do
have
that?
a moment to look that up for me. Let's cut back to the refuge. You've just had the call from Grease. Grease is going to attempt to restore power, but is on his way to 59 or something. There's something going on. You've had the whimper and the yip from Tetley and the scream from Waits in that barricaded room where the door is kind of half caved in. It's still dark in there.
Daddy?
Fremont, you briefly hear the voice of a child in your mind.
Oh. Yeah. I think also Fremont just like she has the bottle, but she just kind of slumps against the wall, just collapses really fast, and just says to Talon, I think Reinhold's in trouble. I felt briefest point in time I felt him. He was in pain. We need to get Waits ready.
All right, well, you get her. I've got to try and see what I can do about getting some of this electrical restored. And Judge Talon is in full judge armor with the helmet, the lawgiver visible, grabs up her electrical equipment, does take a little 2 bottles of the soup, puts them in a pocket, and heads outside of the refuge towards the elevator.
Wait, of the actual soup or of the soup?
No. Of the stuff that's simmering on the back of the stove.
I wanted to check which one. I never know with Helen.
No, not the beef stew, the chemical soup.
Okay.
Heads first for the elevator to get the exit, to get the service hatch released.
Okay.
And then we'll start looking for where the wires are cut to get the repair. But it is also going to now if possible, try to barricade the stairwell door so that nobody can come in through it.
Okay. So make me some sort of technical check to set that up, please.
Okay. Oh, what have I got to do this? I think I'm just gonna have to go with logic on this, because I don't know if I can. I don't really have anything that says tech.
I mean, like a mechanical type skill.
A mechanical tech, yeah. Perception.
You said you had quick repair, right? Is that what skills
Yes,
is that
I do
linked
have-
to?
It just says that you use your toolkit to spend 2 actions to quickly repair a vehicle, robot, or other mechanical object, restoring 2d6 health to the object in question.
Okay, well, I would say, like, since you've taken that skill and you have that trait ability, that we'll just use this. Roll your 2d6 and we'll just see how well it goes.
Okay.
Rather than you make an actual check. So just roll 2d6.
7.
7. Alright, so it takes you a little bit of time, but you get the hatch released, and you can begin work on your other projects.
Okay.
The elevator is not going to move from this place, and you know the hatches are released, but you do know all of the hatches just released.
Yep. And I let Grace know. And then next is barricading the stairwell door. And then after that is trying to find where the wires have been damaged and get those reconnected.
Okay, Fremont. What are you doing in this moment?
She's just gonna put her her head next to the door and just say, "Judge waits. You need to act like the judge that you are. And I'm gonna open up this door, and you better be patrol ready." I'm gonna back away, wait, and then just throw this bottle at the door.
Okay. Lightfingery, thank you so much for that 20-month resubscription. Alright, so Shauna, make me a ranged attack, maybe? Just for an accuracy purpose here.
Okay.
I'll take like a pistol-based attack, even though you're throwing.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So you throw, and there is this as the chemicals release, and the door just kind of stands for a moment. It's kind of shaking the plaster free of it and dust, and then it just kind of as the whole door kind of collapses down. There's the briefest flash of like a flashbang, but nothing catches fire, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
And there beyond is the darkness, the gloom. Tetley runs out to you. There's the clinking of his collar. He's panting. His tail is not wagging. And he looks back into the darkness. And as he does, pale skin, dark eyes, dark veins lurch forward. And you see Waite stood there. Her head is a bloody mess. Her arm hangs strangely limp at her side. And then you feel it again, that crack of energy across your brain. And she is thrown out of this room at you.
Okay.
And I'd like you to make a dodge kind of test. To
Charlie,
avoid
check Phoenix chat.
the collide.
Okay, that is... Okay, that's...
Yes, I saw
Thank you
that.
very much.
Thank you.
3. All right. 3. You know what? I'll spend a luck on that. I don't know if I want to get. So I'll roll the 3 first, and then the 1 luck dice after.
Okay, perfect.
12. Okay. 16.
16. You dodge out of the way. The psychic blast in your brain had almost been a warning, and the sight of her just enough. And you duck as this woman's body hurtles at you and past you, and it collides with the front wall of the refuge. And Waits lays there, still a mess.
Oh, what happened to you in there? she I'm just going to kind of just check on her. If she moves, I'll be ready with something, but I'm just gonna just kind of do a just try and get an idea what's going on here.
Okay.
That's a logic.
Yep. Medicine would apply. Do you have any medical skills?
No, we the previous game was shock. someone was unconscious, and I decided to electrical shock them to get their heart going. So
I vividly remember that moment.
So yeah, it's just the 2. Okay, 8.
All right. You can tell that there is a lot of blunt force trauma on Waits' body, and as you come closer, you've anticipated it, but the hand of that limp arm reaches up with another crunch to grab you. And since you've anticipated this and you've been prepared for it, I will allow you to make your reaction.
All right, I am going to use Psychic Blast on her, just to see if I can just like knock her out of this like whatever rage she's in. Just kind of to try and pacify her. So I am So that's a psi plus telepathy. So 56. Try not to hurt her too. 21.
Okay. I would say because that's such is a good roll that you can control this to the point where you're not going to kill Waits. But you blast down this energy and you feel a resistance, you feel a pushback. Something is puppeting Waits. Something has been playing with Waits and it pushes back on you, but then you push with all of this energy and the hand that had been clawing at your throat falls limp, numb, at definitely the wrong angle. And Tetley, in this moment, pounces forwards at the hand to protect you, and has Waits' sleeve in his mouth and is just shaking this limp arm, trying to make sure that the bad lady is not going to hurt you.
Yeah, I'll just kind of like, just start like lightly, like kind of like stroking the back of his head. It's like, no, it's okay. She's fine now. Would have stopped. You did good. You did good.
He hears the word stop, and he drops what's in his mouth, and he sits, and he looks at you. And then he looks at Waits, and then he looks at you.
I'll go on the comms and just to both Judge Talon and Judge Grease to say, Judge Waits is in a bad way. We need someone with medical expertise down here. Do you know of anybody?
I'll go get Jana. I'll barricade the stairwell door.
Okay, I managed to pacify Waits, but before that I had a psychic intrusion from Reinhold. He is in pain of some sort. Whatever we do here, we have to hurry fast.
On my way.
Good luck.
Grease. You sent your message with Horatio down to the refuge. He will be arriving there in a moment for the rest of the cast. You are in the stairwell. You've just seen your 3 recruits who were killed earlier in the arcade left as a message. No peace for the law. This banner painted in this red liquid. And their bodies, strange puppets, they've been almost posed in various ways as they've been strung up to this banister in the stairwell.
Kat, you said anti-militia takes place on what floor?
They are.
Do we know?
They're kind of everywhere. You've met them, I believe, previously, Zippy, when you went with Janie to the arcade.
Yeah.
They're everywhere, but we also believe that the caged vipers are the front for them and that they're the real power behind ISO 59. but they may
Okay.
also be on 37.
All right. I don't think Grease would know 37, but he would know that the Vipers are the front. So he's going to go back to the arcade and he's going to find a Viper.
Okay. So make some kind of like a streetwise.
Let's
that kind
do,
of
I guess, rep, and then can I roll luck or
Yeah.
something? Or so how do I pull from my luck pool?
So your luck number should still give you
Okay.
should
so
generate
my
a
luck-
number, and then each of those represents a d6 that you can roll.
Okay, so that's
I believe that's how it works.
3d6, and then do I still roll my rep?
Yes, you
So
can roll your rep
before?
as well.
Okay, so 9.
Okay. It takes you some time and some asking around. People don't seem particularly keen to talk to anyone about anything right now. Word is spreading quickly that something bad is happening. Everyone seems angry with everyone. There's a lot of confusion, but you do eventually find someone that you're looking for. They have the tattoo of the wings just visible as you meet them. Just visible through the rip on the back of their jumper, their sweater.
I think Grease approaches with like this seething anger. Like the
Mhm.
anger where you're so angry that you're calm, which is a dangerous type of anger. And he pulls out his lawgiver and he points it at the caged viper's head. And he's like, "This ain't personal, but I just don't fucking like the anti-militia." And he is going to fire a round into the head of this poor viper.
All right, so what kind of round are you using?
It's just going to be a standard bullet. He's not going to go in for explosions or anything. He's just coup de grace.
Okay, I would say you succeed in this moment. He sees you coming, but is not quick enough to move as that gun is drawn, and you just fire. And you shoot straight into his head.
Mhm.
And it's a killing shot. His head doesn't explode, but there's this tunnel driven into his brain by the round that your gun expels. And he just stands there blinking at you.
And anybody who's watching is going to turn and he's like, "Make note. Anybody who stands with me stands for freedom from the anti-militia, from these gangs, from judges. Anyone who stands with me stands for giving freedom and power back to the citizens of this mega block. If you stand against me," points the gun at the poor guy's head again, fires 3 more shots until it's just a pulpy mess. And he's going to go over and he's going to pick up a handful of gray matter and blood.
Mhm.
And he's going to smear it all over the wall. And he's going to draw an ape's face, but
Okay.
so like an ape skull kind of has like this unique kind of jawline. The
Mhm.
jawline is going to form an A for ape-archists.
All right.
And he's going to turn back to any onlookers and say, "Any questions? You tell the anti-militia that I'm looking for him."
Why don't you tell us yourself? You look up and there's a balcony. It's kind of only half there. The concrete has been shattered at some point. The railing is broken in half. And a familiar man stands in his neat suit looking down at you.
"Hey, Baldy. I noticed that you like to play puppets. I like your arts and crafts. Now why don't you get your ass down here, and I'm gonna go ape shit all over your fucking corpse.
Not today, Brando. And you hear a bzzz as something powers up and then discharges in your direction. I will allow you to make a dodge check as something is fired at you.
Okay. So a dodge check is agility and acrobatics, or is it a certain roll?
I'll take agility acrobatics. That sounds fitting to me.
Okay.
I do apologize to anyone watching who is a diehard Dredd rules fan. I'm not as familiar with these rules as Virginia is, and I'm doing my best to make reasonable calls here tonight. The rules are wonderful. I'm just not an expert in them. Okay, 13. So this blast comes down and it narrowly misses you. Someone just fired what seems like an electrically propelled grenade at you. And where you were standing is shattered. That body of the pulped man just flung dramatically up in the air before it explodes into multiple quarters and pieces and descends down like really bad butchery.
I'm going to look in the direction that the shot came from and see who shot it. And then, as soon as... Okay, so do I see him?
You look in the direction you imagine it came from, and you see someone stood there, this large, shoulder-mounted gun, pointed, still smoking.
You see, the problem with those guns is they take a long time to reload. And he's going to whisper explosive into his lawgiver, and he's going to fire at the person holding the RPG or the EPG.
Yeah, take your shot.
That's pistols, and it's a dexterous weapon, so agility.
Yep.
It's been a while
Agility
since I
plus
fired.
pistols. Yeah, sorry, I
Okay.
was reading a message. Agility plus pistols.
18.
All right, and you fire back. Pew, roll the damage for me.
Okay. So, damage, it's been a while, is high explosive is ×2 damage heat. But is it like 2d6 or what is it?
I think it's 2d6.
We will roll 2d6 and ×2.
Shauna, if you know
damage.
better, let me know, but we'll call it yes.
Yeah, it's 2d6, but it's doubled against anything like inanimate or mechanical, non-organic.
Oh, okay. So,
Thank you, Shauna.
2d6, 11.
11. All right, and you fire back, and there's an explosion, and this wall of flame, and the gun disappears from sight as the man topples down. You can't tell his condition because he's dropped down on a level that you can't quite see. And the leader of the anti-militia calls down, "That's why I bring two." And a second rocket comes firing towards you. This is kind of coming at you from behind. You have less of a chance to avoid it, so this is going to be a harder test for you to make.
Okay.
But again,
we'll
agility acrobatics.
Yeah. 19. Oop, sorry.
All right, so you dive down into that crater that was left behind by the first of these explosions. Roll, and I'm going to imagine, because you're Greece, you jump up onto something with your hands or your feet, and you are dangling just out of the way as you see a second crater emerge in the center of what would have been like the square of the arcade.
So cinematically, I feel like he jumps up and he grabs onto like a lamp
Like a street
from
lamp?
a lamppost,
Uh-huh.
and he's holding it with his feet. And as he's coming down, he levels his gun at the shooter, and he's going to fire again at
As a new shooter?
the other person with an EPG.
All right.
19.
Okay, roll the damage again for me.
And oop, that's not what I need. There we go. 4.
Okay. Fires up. You hit, but something about the round, it doesn't seem to visibly do as much damage as your previous one, which you're pretty sure that was a dead hit. You're pretty sure that first guy must be dead. There's no way someone can take that to the face like that. But the second one, the gun still seems to be there. As you can see, as you're like suspended by your back feet. At this moment, Reinhold, you are going to attempt to make a psychic ability check for me as you were scanning around looking for people in this dark corridor up near these grow houses on the 59th floor, maybe. Travis, what would you like to do? What would you like to roll,
Yes.
friend?
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear that. I was trying to think. Hi. So
You're fine.
I could do a lot of cool shit. I was reading. I found the page I was looking for. Turns out that I can do a lot more shit than I thought I could. So, speaking of not knowing the system or learning the system a little bit here, so I can do any of the psi powers I qualify for, up to the total of my PowerPoint pool, which is my will plus psi, which I rolled, and I have 27. So I have like 4 things I want to do right now. Okay. Starting with telepathic message. I have the ability to freely send short telepathic messages to other intelligent creatures with whom I have spent time. Okay. This costs 4. So I would like to, I feel like I've reached out to Fremont before, like in that moment. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's like the fastest thing, is I just ping back to them, I am alive, I am unarmed, I am surrounded by vegetables.
Fremont, all you hear is I'm.
Mm-hmm.
Reinhold,
cool.
You feel as you do this drained. Every time you reach out a little bit with this right now, you feel like a strange drain and your concentration flickers. But you are fairly sure you connected to the person you were looking for.
Okay. All right. So then I want to sense psionics, where I can sense the presence of psionics within 20 feet of me. Okay. So I'm going to reach out and see if I can... I'm specifically looking for this mystery woman. I want to see if anybody is using, like, blocking me psychically within 20 feet.
You're looking for, like, dead zones?
Yeah. And am I in one?
Okay. Reach out with your mind. Scan 20 feet in either direction, turning your head. You look back behind you. Your third eye wide in the space. But you don't feel any psychic energy beyond your own. The glass that shattered glows brightly with your energy. You look down to your feet. And you can see small radioactive almost glitters of that glass in your feet. But there is no psychic within 20 feet of you.
Okay. Now I want to do summon, which costs 4. This is sweet. Okay. I can telekinetically call a 5-foot object to my hand by using 2 actions. And so I just want to summon a psychic axe, like The Shining. And I just need a big, like, fire axe. And,
all right.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to make a psychic roll for me.
Okay.
With luck.
How dare you? All right. Let's see. All right, let me look at the right character sheet here, because I've remade this guy like 3 times. All right, here we go. It's 2. All right, so here it comes. No, I'm gonna roll 5 and 1 more.
All right.
Which it won't let me do. So just ignore that 2. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 19. No, 20.
All right. You concentrate. You imagine that axe. A handle rips off of a door. A metal plate pulls away from another door. A fire hydrant hose contorts and trips and changes, and out of strange elements around you and pure willpower, you forge an axe for yourself. But then in the back of your mind, you hear something. You're stronger than I thought. Damn, Reinhold. Keep going.
I'm coming for you, woman.
Of course you are.
A
And she
fat
is
ass.
mocking, she is taunting, and you can almost hear her laugh, but she doesn't laugh.
Reinhold is as close to the edge of sanity and fury as he's ever been, and now proceeds to drop his shoulders and slink down, trudge down the hallway, Jack Torrance style. And I'm just like, I'm not even stealthy at this point. I'm just coming on down, and I'm just gonna start trudging down this hallway.
All right. Talon, you are heading towards the 26th floor, correct? And you have barricaded the 25th floor fire door, stairwell door?
Yes, but in such a way that I can undo it. Because I know I'm going to have to get back in here.
Okay, describe for me like how you would like to do that. Just so I can
Basically,
understand like what we're looking at when we look at this barricaded door.
Basically, what she's done is she's jammed the bar on it in such a way that it'll push, but it won't release. If you've ever seen one of those push doors where the when they get broken, there's a spring trigger in there, and you can push that bar all you want, and it'll give, but that trigger won't release to open the door. What she's done is disabled that. So they can push all they want. It's not going to open.
Unless they have some kind of mechanical knowledge to...
Right. Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
she's...
Are you trapping it at all?
doesn't have time. She's running.
Okay.
This is quick and dirty. Running up the stair, up the flight, into Jana's, and just saying, grab your emergency kit, medical emergency, and not even really kind of giving her just enough time to grab her kit, and then just getting her back downstairs.
Okay. As you get up to the medical center, you notice the street that it's on, this area of this block is dark. The electric is out here. You remember seeing that now on your grid when you were looking before at your own electrical outages. And as you approach the medical center, you can see that inside is pitch black. That any emergency generators that may have been hooked up have not kicked in.
She has drawn her boot knife as she's calling for Jana and is on alert to see for anything that might be coming at her.
And as you step in, make your way through, you can hear people moving around. There's hushed voices talking to each other. And you come around a corner, and there you can see someone greedily with arms around supplies. Looters have already moved in. They saw an opportunity. And that looter stands there looking at you. And then moves in a burst of speed.
Lawmaster's out. She doesn't even tell him to drop it. She just takes him in the knee.
Alright, make the shot for me. This is a moving target.
Okay. And this is the first time she's actually fired that, so I have no idea what I'm rolling here.
Agility plus pistols.
Okay, agility plus pistols, so that's 4. $13.
That is a hit. And you don't need to roll for damage. He's not wearing any armor. You just shatter this guy's knee, and he screams, and all of the supplies in his hands kind of cascade out and roll along the floor. You can see bandages, needles, pills, anything this guy has found, he's clearly been just gathering.
She will kind of, using her feet, kind of scoop it up all in a pile, kind of like kick it into a little pile, nudge it towards the medical center, and calling for Jana.
Okay, you continue on through. You do not get a reply to your calls, but you come across more people who are looting. Some of them are quick and just get out of there before you can fire. You have other opportunities though, and when you have those opportunities, what does Judge Talon do?
Same thing, just takes out the knees.
And you leave a total of 3 looters with shattered knees laying in various corridors and rooms of this small medical center until you get to a back room, which has been strangely untouched. You can see every other room has basically been ransacked, but this room, the door is still shut. There are no windows into this room. It's just a clear wall, and this door remains stuck and still.
Is this within the clinic itself?
Yes.
Talon's going to put the boot knife away, pound on the door. This is Judge Talon. Open the door, or I will blow a hole in it.
And there's a muffled reply that you can't quite hear all of.
I shoot the lock.
Okay. Take the shot. And it damages the door visibly. You don't need to make a roll for it.
Oh, okay.
Damage the door.
All right.
Okay.
And then kick the door open.
Okay, you kick, and the door moves about a quarter of a foot, half a foot, if that, in, and then hits something hard, and then bounces straight back towards you.
Can I get to the hinges?
Hang on, I'm looking at my door. Hinges, I think, are on the other side. You would have to break into the frame to get to the...
Okay, but I do have a little crack in the door.
Yeah, the door opened. It just hit something on the inside and bounced back closed.
All right. I yell in there, back away from the door, and I back up 10 feet, and out comes the slingshot with the little bottle of explosives.
And you're about to throw this when you hear Jana call out for you. Stop! Please! Talon! Stop! Panicked voice.
What?
And there's the sound of something heavy being moved. It scrapes along the floor, metal on concrete. And then the door kind of begins to give again and swing open. And in this dark room, peering out at you, you see Jana in the lead behind what seems to be a huge metal bed frame that's just been pulled away, like a double bunk type situation. She's just pulled it away. And around her, there are 3 beds with occupants and 2 little children on either side of her. There's been trouble.
No, yeah. I've got a judge down in the refuge.
We lost power, and then people were coming in. I had to move everyone.
I have a judge down in the refuge, Jana.
And she looks to what she considers to be 5 helpless people in this room. But do you want me just to leave them? There's no protection for them here.
I explained to her, I pull out my toolkit. I give her the one tool that she would need to reconnect the trigger on the trip on the door. Do that when you get there. And then tell Fremont where I'm at. We may need to relocate to here.
All right. And she looks you over. Give me your nightstick, your day stick, whatever the fuck they call it in this world. The stick. Give me the stick.
She gives it a stick. She just hands it over.
And she flicks it out and it extends in that telescopic way. And she's got the tool. And she grabs a medical bag, a go bag, and slings it kind of over her shoulder and heads out and down, following your instruction.
Talon closes the door behind her, steps out into what is as open an area as she can, probably that opens up from the clinic, and just using the I've just lost the word, megaphone, whatever, to broadcast her
Speakerphone
voice.
situation?
Yeah. Yep. We are the law. We have this building. Come at us and die.
Okay, and with that instruction, we move over to Judge Grease.
Hello.
Hello, friend.
Hello,
You are in the
friend.
middle of a half-shattered square in the arcade. And as you look back up to that balcony where the anti-militia boss had been standing, it is now vacant. But you can see other people moving in. You can hear people running. You are being surrounded, and although you are doing well with your battling firefight back, you're pretty sure you've taken out at least one of those EPGs. You are alone here, and you are currently hanging. What do you do?
What is this? Look at these guys. Oh, that's why I bring 2. He should have brought 3 or 4 or 5. You know what? 10 would have been a safe number. 9 still wouldn't have been enough. See? Look, I took out 2 of them. 2 of them. And I'm just a little chimp. If
And you
I
feel
can
hands
take down 2,
grab you from behind.
and I pull my lawgiver, and I just try to point it at this whoever has put their hands on me head. Whoa, 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 whoa. You can look, but you cannot touch. I'm
It's
a little
me.
on edge.
Slip! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! We gotta get out
Oh,
of here.
Slip.
They're coming! Stop talking! Man! You maniac!
What do you mean?
All of them. They're all coming. Quick! And he looks and he panics. And you see the shot come tracing through, and it clocks him bang in the head. And his head goes back, and he looks up at you, and there's this trickle of blood down the middle, and it's almost a mirror for that guy that you'd shot in the head as he stands there looking at you, and he staggers, and he reaches for you again.
Grease kind of puts a hand on him because there's nothing he can do, and he pushes Slip to the side as he tries to turn him around and hold him like a meat shield. Whispers armor piercing into his lawgiver, peeks out from one side of Slip, and anybody who has a gun that he sees, he's going to fire this armor piercing round. Friend, foe, doesn't
Mhm.
matter.
Okay.
Just going
What
to snapshot.
direction are you moving at all, or are you staying put and just...
He's going to stay put because that's the best way to figure out what direction needs to be pointing. Obviously, it came from behind Slip, so he's going to be looking that direction.
Okay. You can see people now forming up, and they are armed and they are not afraid. A smoke canister rolls across the broken ground, and a plume of this strange blue-gray releases, and it's choking and it's thick, and you can see where it came from, and there's 4 or 5 men and women coming into this space. The direction that Slip came from, you can see 2 or 3 coming up. That's the direction of the stairwell. And then up around you at various places, more people are coming in. There are taunts called back at you. There are mocking cries, laughter, and then Slip's body begins to move as you wield it as a meat shield to block a number of bullets. I would like you to do 2 things for me. I would like you to make 1 pistol shot, and
Okay.
then 1 dodge shot. And we're just going to use these as blanket checks for this scene.
Okie dokie. Let's see. A dodge shot of 17.
Okay.
And a pistol shot of 18.
Okay, so with that 18, you managed to shoot a number of people coming in. You also managed to wield this dead weight of slip as a good shield for yourself. And you take no damage, but there are a number of very close calls. The clearest way for you is to get towards the stairwell. You know, pushing into the arcade leads you into what is a maze and labyrinth of places that you don't necessarily know. You can get up to where previously weights had been and along that corridor, but you don't know what is in that direction. You do know in that direction is your HQ hidey hole, but you don't know what is coming from that way from this vantage point.
He's gonna go. So if I go towards the stairs, I'm retreating, and if I'm heading towards HQ, I'm pushing forward. Basically.
Yeah, there are other directions you could go, but they are more unknowns.
Let me see. Let me just roll. Let me roll this.
You do know there's the
D6.
betting shop up here, which you've used for a number of things. If you did want to have like a bunker. But the rest of the arcade is kind of open and there are a lot of people gathering and all eyes are on you.
So odd is press forward.
Okay. So make me an agility acrobatics roll, another dodge roll,
Okay.
and another shot, please.
Okay, so that's 23 for the dodge.
Mm-hmm.
And that is 13 for the shots.
Okay, and an agility acrobatics for your climb to get up to the
Okay.
Yeah.
16.
16. All right, so you make your way back up the lamppost as high as you can get and do a springing leap over to this it's another like gangway. It's kind of a suspended gangway and it swings a little as you get up there, and you remember Horatio had been charging and angry along here, and you can still see the impact of his angry fist against the wall, the scorch marks that had been left during that firefight. You don't have time to admire that kind of scenery because bullets, electric propelled grenades, projectiles, all kinds of things are being hurled and thrown in your direction, and that smoke is choking in your throat. It's burning, your eyes are watering. You stagger through, you see a figure come out on this gangway towards you, and you just shoot because it's in your way. You are pushing, and he just explodes as your bullet not only hits him, but hits something he is carrying, which on impact just explodes in this hail of fire, this dripping fire. You suspect it was maybe a petrol bomb, something of that nature. And it cascades down onto the arcade below. And you continue along using the little fence that is up here as shielding. And you dodge a number of things. But can you roll a d6 for me, please?
Sure. Swoop.
All
That's a
right.
1.
You only take 1 point of damage as you are making your way through this hail of fire.
Okay.
So, good roll, friend. Good roll. We're going to call this a nasty cut to the face where you catch like a jagged link of chainmail as you're like looking around through fences and broken debris in this arcade. You make your way towards your HQ. You go into the deeper recesses, those areas that are more like a club with that UV light, and you see the light in here flicker and then go out, and you are left in darkness as we cut back to Judge Reinhold.
Mm-hmm. Coming down the hallway with his piecemeal psychic axe.
Okay.
What do I see as I move down the hall? One thing I want to do is I can do this empathy thing. You can automatically sense strong emotions in others within 30 feet.
Okay. So it's similar to what Fremont does, where you feel like the auras, the energies that just kind of roll around in waves and extreme emotions. The most extreme emotion you feel as you pass through the space is boredom, fatigue. And the more you kind of reach, the more you try and find emotions, the more those feelings kind of manifest in you, and you feel that drain again. You feel so tired.
All right, now there's a mental defense thing here. I'm going to keep moving down the hallway and start remembering my training to try to, because clearly I'm being blocked somehow or depressed. My abilities are being suppressed and depressed. So anyway, while I'm figuring out where the hell that is in the book, I'm going to keep moving down the hallway, listening for...
You will reach a doorway that appears to open out. It's a metal door, almost like a sheet metal type door.
Okay. I'm going to take an axe to it.
Okay, make a sling for me. Agility and clubs, or...
Here's
I don't
Johnny.
think axes is an option, unfortunately, but
agility and... I do have
strength.
clubs.
Strength and clubs actually is probably more accurate.
Okay. Yes. Strength and clubs. And I actually pulled the axe damage here. The damage on the axe is 3d6.
All right, so roll the damage for me. You rolled a 9 on your attack roll.
I did.
You did.
Yes, 9 on my attack roll and 10 on the damage.
All right. Your psychic axe, made of these strange cobbled together ingredients, hits this door and just slices through, and you see a band of gloomy light coming through and hitting you. It's not as bright as the light that you'd woken to. It's daylight, but it's dirty daylight. And as you go to pull your axe out, a piece of it falls away and out the other side of the door with a clang of a discarded like tin can. It's that kind of noise. It just kind of rattles that falls to the ground on the other side.
Oh man. All right. I'm gonna like kind of poke my head through the gash in the door, right? It's a hole in the door. The door's not open.
Yeah, it's like, no, the door's not open, but it's like a thin like break in this door that you've made. And you look out and you can see what appears to be like a warehouse opposite you. It's a low squat type building.
Excellent. I'm just gonna either force my way through this door or just keep chopping at it until I can get through it and into this room.
So you go to push at the door, you go to chop at it, and suddenly it swings open and someone looks at you. What the hell are you doing?
How's it going?
Who are you?
I'm quite lost.
How? What? Who? And then you see that eyes bleach white, and their hair from the roots to the tips lightens all the way to gray to white, and their skin contracts and sags, and they drop to your feet. Come on now, Reinhold, I'm getting bored. Do something interesting. You're much more powerful when you're interesting.
Can I Psyblast this? So the person has changed, right? They're all their hair turned
aged,
white,
desiccated, and the voice kind of speaks through them.
And before this person was, in just an instant ago, before this person changed, what were they like? Could I tell what their function was?
a relatively well-kept young man. They wear like a navy overall. You can see a small kind of smudge of dirt on the pocket. Tool belt around their waist.
Oh man. All right. So tempted to axe this guy down, but she's taken over an innocent person, and I haven't reached like axe murderer levels of craziness yet.
I thought you were going to get me, Reinhold. Here I am.
It's not you. You can't fool me over and over and over again. I'm waking up. Do you understand me?
Are you? Or am I just taking you deeper into the nightmare?
You're not. You're not. I'm waking up. I see what you're doing, and I'm coming for you.
Catch me if you can. And the body just crumples to the ground at your feet.
Oh man. All right. I want to look
Back
around.
of your head, you hear her voice one more time, and she says, I told you, you're much more powerful when you're interesting.
I'll show you interesting. I'll shove this axe down your throat. He like has to like let this like terrible anger like wash over him,
Okay.
right? This is why he meditates twice a day, right? For 20
Mhm.
minutes, is to specifically keep this fury in check, and that has not happened at this time. So I'm gonna like swing my head around and look all around at this low warehouse room. Is that correct?
It's a warehouse building opposite you. It's as if you come into an outside space. And opposite you is a great squat warehouse type building. Beyond you can see the walls of the megacity block and that giant concrete isolation wall that is brought down to secure the area. It's covered in graffiti. As you look around, you realize this has to be ISO 59 or another one of the floors. This place is blocked off, but they're making things work here.
So I'm
You
up
can
on like
smell on the air like some smoke from some sort of industry that's going on. You can hear people now that you're outside kind of moving around.
All right. I want to reach out to Fremont one more time,
Okay.
which costs 2. And I'm just going to try and keep it as brief as I can. I'm like, I'm on 59. I'm outside. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Fremont, you hear, I'm on 59, I'm out.
Okay, yeah, Fremont just stands up and just starts pouring some of the chemical soup into bottles.
And in this moment, Horatio arrives at the refuge and delivers Grease's message complete with sign.
Yes. I'll just like nod at him and just get back on the comms with Talon. Status on that medic.
She's on her way. I'm staying here. We've got 5 innocents that need watching.
Good.
We may need to retreat here.
Grease's man showed up down here. I've maintained contact with Reinhold. I know where he is. He's on 59, and I'm gonna go get him.
Send Horatio up here. I'll go with you.
Done.
Okay.
What?
Fremont, because we are running out of time, we're gonna do kind of a quick rewind. Not rewind. Fast forward through a few of these actions. One, what do you take from the refuge?
I just take a couple bottles of the explosive and my lawgiver, and that's it.
Okay. Do you secure the refuge in any way?
Yes.
Okay.
I will. I'll just once I pass the medic, I'll just shove off some just psychically weld some of the junk onto it, just really fast, just melt doors.
Okay. So you are melting the medic into the refuge?
Oh no, yes.
Okay.
We
So
can get
she
her out
is
some other
shut
way.
into the refuge with weights. And Tetley will insist on coming with you, but you are an adult human being. You do have power over dogs.
Okay.
Would you like to have Tetley with you or leave Tetley in the refuge?
Tetley should have another judge watch over weights. Also, as a precaution, I have restrained weights, just in case. I don't want whatever happened with the medic to happen.
All right, and you will make your way to the stairwell. As you do so, you can feel a rumble through the concrete. And then a little while later, another rumble. The stairwell itself seems to almost shake a little. Something is going on one of the other floors, and you can hear the impacts of it kind of echoing down the spiral staircase. And Talon on floor 26, you hear it all the more clearly. You are even closer to the arcade.
How long has Talon been in the medic?
By
clinic?
the time you've gotten there, probably not super long. It's probably just after Jana's finally left that you feel these explosions go off. You've just had the conversation with Fremont.
Okay. If Talon can have 30 minutes in the clinic before Fremont arrives, going to use the ability that she has to make explosives out of whatever chemicals are on hand. Doesn't have to be cooked, just whatever she's got on hand, and make more chemicals. I also took weapons cache, so and that would probably have been in the medical clinic. So we have backup weapons for all of the judges waiting for us in the medical clinic.
Okay, so we will say that is what you were doing in the time it does take Fremont to get to the next floor up. Fremont, you pass a number of people along the way who seem more than willing to stop you, but you are unstoppable, and you make it fast through, and you make it into the medical center where you find Talon and the cache. The chemicals are still brewing at this point, but they smell strong and good. And grease. Make me one last dodge and shot check, please, Zippy.
Okay. So, we'll do the dodge of 17 and the shot of 18.
Okay, roll me another d6, please.
4.
All right, you will take 4 more damage from various assaults against you. But with that dodge, you managed to avoid what would have been, you suspect, maybe a fatal explosion, as behind you, part of the corridor is vaporized. And you burst into your hiding place. And it's a strange oasis of calm. You think you've lost them. You think you took a number of diversions, a number of different ways that they couldn't have followed you here. And all is strangely quiet in comparison, but your ears, they ring. And you look and you see that gash in your arm. When did you get that? What hit you? Is that a burning fur? They dare shoot at Marlon Brando? And as we kind of leave each of you in these places where you've just found yourself, I want to hear your final thought, which is how you feel right now and what your immediate next step is going to be. And I'd like to begin with Grease.
So, is there anyone around me?
You are alone in your headquarters in this moment.
He is just going to let out a primate howl and just start unloading rounds into a wall. That is how angry he is.
Okay.
And that's it.
Fremont and Talon, I would like to hear your final moments. for this session. For the session, just because I realized how dramatic that sounded. Fremont.
Yeah. Oh, Fremont is just knowing like where Reinhold is, just feeling just this cold rage, and she is willing to tear this entire block apart to get to Reinhold and get to this traitor psychic.
Okay. Talon.
Talon is out of fucks to give.
Here's my
Her
box.
field is
It is
bare.
empty.
Yeah. And, you know, this is not, open warfare is not what she wanted. She wanted to do this with as little killing as possible. That's not going to happen. And if they want big booms, she'll give them big booms. She's
Right.
about to, she'll bring it down around their ears.
Can you imagine fire and blood? And Travis. Reinhold stands, axe in hand, above this desiccated corpse, taunting voices in his mind. What do you do, and what is your next step?
Yeah. Well, you know, if he's been pushed this close to the edge, it's been a long time, and he's made himself forget. Up till now, he's been a pretty reserved, by the books guy, and now he's just like so insulted that someone is in his head, and he's completely obsessed with their destruction. I think he's going to have to investigate the warehouse, since there's no point going back inside, and so he's pinged back to the group. And so I'm above the warehouse? Is that what you said? Like
No, you're opposite.
I'm opposite. All right. So do I have to, like, opposite of what? Like, do I have to jump over a gap, or like is it just like
You could
right
walk
over there and I can
around.
walk? Aha.
You can't
Right.
walk in a straight line to it. There is that gap that runs through. Although the gap, it's probably about, I'm going to say like a 15-foot drop, and then it's solid concrete. There's nothing down below. So you could drop down, run across, and then climb up, but it's not.
But I can leap. I can psychic leap. And this sounds
This
like
would be
a
a
great
long
time.
jump if you would like.
Oh no,
Just
I
to
don't
warn
qualify
you.
for it. It's a Saya 6. What a bunch of
I
crap.
will. I will
also-
let you attempt it because I am the boss.
All right. Oh, cool. Okay.
If this is what
It's
you
like-
wish to do, you may
It's like-
attempt a leap. This will be our psychic roll, not an automatic success.
There we go. All right. There's like 3 things I can almost do if I had a psi of 6. I'm gonna have to bribe Virginia. 6, 7, 10.
12?
12.
Oh no,
How
No.
dare you? How dare you?
it's
No, did I get
11,
it
isn't
right?
it? It's 11.
11.
Neither of us
See,
got it
neither of
right.
us- Oh,
All right.
Ha
So you spend a minute recentering. Cold, the harsh, angry fury becoming cold, steely focus. You look at that gap. You walk, you climb that small wall, and you stand on the edge. Take another breath. Gently bend your knees and launch into the air. And then there's
Axe.
darkness. Yeah, you got the axe. And then darkness. And viewers, we at home see a small dark room. A woman with dark brown hair and blonde tips gently strokes Reinhold's head. Good job, Reinhold. They're on their way to 59. What a fun game we're playing. And that is where we will end today's episode of Judge Dredd on the War comes to Freedom Falls. I'm sorry, Virginia. So we leave the characters. Fremont and Talon have armed up, tooled up, shut down things. Greece is angry. War has been unleashed in the arcade. There's been explosions, shots. Reinhold, no one knows where he is. Or do they? Or don't they? Or do they? Or don't? Who knows? Not me. Virginia will decide. Waits is currently sealed in the refuge with a medic, with Horatio, and with Tetley. So we will catch up with her and see what condition she is in next week, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UK, here on Encounter Roleplay. Let's go around. Let's speak to everyone, see what their favorite parts of today were and where we can find them on the internet. Cleric. Cat.
Hi.
Friend.
Wow. Okay then. So that happened. It's so great to have Reinhold back. Reinhold breaking his hand to escape. That was pretty slick. Anything that Grease does, I love. Anything that Grease does, I love. It's just so awesome. I'm Kat. I'm at Cleric of Cord. That's where you can find me on the Twitters, lurking in Twitch streams, and here every Friday night playing Judge Dredd. And we are the law, and we will take this block back.
On the subject of mwahahaha, the wonderful producer Trav. Hi.
Man, Charlie's a bad motherfucker. Oh my god. There's a reason, folks, why she's in charge. So good, man. Such a good curveball. It's so creepy. I love it. And the whispering. Charlie has given me chills multiple times on Stream Tabletop Gaming, and we got to do it again today. I'm so glad to be back. By the way, Zippy likes to shoot people point blank in the head. So if you owe him money or like you parked in his parking space, like just think twice. He's kind of hardcore, and he shot my point NPC in the head when we played the aliens, and so just don't mess with him. Also, I love Fremont and Talon locking in and getting serious and about to go kick some ass, and I just thought the ending was amazing. And also forming a psychic axe out of pieces in the room. It's great. I love it. I'm glad to be back. I'm at Producer Trav. I should open my eyes, look at the camera. You can watch me play D&D on Lindy's channel Monday and Tuesday nights. And also, I'm running a monthly Alien game with the new free login Alien RPG that they should ship to me. But until then, I'm running an Alien Blade Runner combo game, and we're going to play here next weekend. So keep an eye on Lindy's channel for that. And I play Dredd, and I'm also really glad to be here, and I'm at PAX U, and you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week.
Boop, boop, boop. And before we hop over to Shauna, I've just remembered that we haven't voted on Judge of the Week. I want everyone in chat to put the name of your Judge of the Week in chat. I'm not going to open up a poll. I'm on the wrong window, and it'll take too long. So, Talon for Talon, Reinhold for Reinhold, Fremont for Fremont, and Grease for Grease. I will add them up in a second and announce who our Judge of the Week will be. Virginia, I've seen you in chat. If you want to vote, you may vote this week, because I'm the GM.
I'm just saying that we get an extra ability point when we win Judge of the Week, and I have a psi of 5, and if I get a psi of 6, I can get telekinesis. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to shut up now.
With that pitch in mind, our other side judge in residence, and I think badass that is bringing the team together, Fremont. Thank you for seeing what I did to my poor character today.
Oh, it's great. I love scary psychic shit, and this was great. You did such a good job with this. And I love everything. I love Grease just battling his way up, just Helen, just trying to keep order with this place and being her little in the pockets. Tech with the explosives and Judge Reinhold going all die hard out there. And we will tear this place apart to get to Reinhold, don't worry. But yeah, Shauna Flying Sears on Twitter, pin tweet all my games I played throughout the week, as well as art. And that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I look forward to playing with you again next week. Someone I always look forward to playing to is Zippy Zippo.
Hello, I am Zippy. This entire session was like my favorite. It was awesome. I was like, you know what? I'll join up with the party again. And then it was like, oh wait, they just killed 3 of my guys. All right. Shame. Hot fuzzing it. Let's do it. But I'm Zippy Zippo. You can find me on Twitter at @TheZippyZippo. I haven't been streaming as much as I want to because of university, but hopefully that picks up soon around the holidays. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I am at Frost and Fire, aka Encounter Roleplay. I am the Twitch director for this channel, and I try and make things work every day of the week because we like entertaining you all with lots of fun systems. We play Ravnica, D&D, we play Call of Cthulhu, we play Zweihander on Wednesdays, which I really enjoy. It's a brand new mini campaign just premiered this week. You should join us next week. I'm going to play that trailer at the end of this. On Thursdays, we have Unhallowed Metropolis, which is a super fun gothic, steampunk, apocalypse, intrigue, horror fest with the wonderful Hollowtail. And on Friday, we are here with Judge Dredd with the wonderful Virginia, Tabletop Horde, as our GM. Virginia has crafted an incredible world here and has recently launched her own Twitch channel, which is, I believe, is just /Tabletop Horde. Please go support that. She plays games, and in the new year, we'll be running one-shots of all of the TTRPGs that she owns but has yet to play. Keep an eye out for that. That'll be a great opportunity to play a whole ton of different games over with her. That is everything that I have to say this week, except for try not to roll too many nat ones, because we want to be there laughing when you do. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. Good night.